I thought our airport was busy. This is a madhouse. Well, that was the most chaotic airport experience I've ever had. We have the gentleman in the white robes yelling at the passengers. You got the policeman yelling at the gentleman in the white robes trying to control traffic. You know, tons of families coming through. No idea how to fly, work security. But I got through quick, and I got plenty of time. But I tell you, never seen anything like that at Orlando International Airport. Atlanta, maybe, but not at home. I had that panic moment when I was looking for my bag for my AirPods and couldn't find them. So I'm like, oh man, I left them back at the hotel. I was just here. I mean, I'm way ahead of my flight. Well, I could take a taxi back and get them. But I used the Find My. The Find My said, they're here somewhere. So I tore up my bag. Nope, buried in my luggage there. Good thing I didn't do the check-in before I got there. But that panic moment, when you think you left something behind, common travel thing for me. But I'm so glad I found it. Every time I'm in an airport, I'm just always amazed at the amount of money, planning, technology, engineering that goes into just moving people from one place to another. I mean, that's what airports are all about. You move your car to get in, you move to go through the tram to the gates, you got the walk-in escalators, everything. Just moving people. Man, billions of dollars, just moving people. One very interesting aspect about Dubai that I've noticed, and I don't think it's a criticism, but everything is huge. I mean, everything is overdone. All the advertisements, everything's about luxury living. I'll show you this billboard here. And I mean, everything is like that. Every single apartment place they're building has signs all about luxury living, and it makes me think, well, you know, all the Asians that are working here and all the servant roles, they're not living in those places. So where do they live? The billboards are just huge. The buildings are huge. Donald Trump would love it because everything's huge. Just very interesting. Just very, very different. A different mindset, a different attitude towards, I guess, the way your life should be. Well, here I am again on another overnight flight to someplace else. Someplace that is really kind of the center of this trip. And probably one of the places that I'm the most intimidated by. But I will show you around in the morning. So I hope you get some good sleep. I hope I do too. Well, that was another miserable, sleepless flight. Lots going on. I'll have to tell all those stories later. But welcome to Nairobi, Africa. Alright, so I'm actually here in Kenya, Nairobi, and it's really just a stopover. I got another flight moving on further into Africa there. But hey, I'm here. Good morning. I'm here in the Nairobi airport eating a muffin for breakfast. It's a very interesting story getting here. I'm flying with Kenya Airways, and apparently chaos rules there. Oh, announcement. I'll have to come back to this story later.
Yeah.
Tell me your name again, I'm sorry.
My name is Ejit.
Ijit?
Ejit.
Oh,
Yes.
great. Well, he's come to pick me up and take me to the guest house, and he's driving. And I don't know, can you be on video? Is that okay? He's driving down here. Everything looks. The mountains are beautiful up here, and it's much bigger town than I thought it was going to be. The lady on the plane that was with me saying it's so small. There's nothing there, but as you can see, there's a lot of houses on the hillside. Well, you can't see through the trees now, but. We just landed. I've had no sleep whatsoever, and we're heading to the guest house, which I'll probably take a nap because I'm very tired. But welcome to Kigali in Rwanda.
uyu munsi duhamagariye kuri 0788
Well, I have made it to my guest house. It's the Yambi guest house. I'm going to trip over stuff while I'm doing this outside of Rwanda, downtown. So I want to show you around just a little bit because it's really cool. Hold on. This is the garden out here. Very calm and very relaxing. Just a real quick view over the place. So you can see some of the mountains in the distance. There. It's been a long journey, and I promise I'll tell you a little bit about the plane flight over here. If you grow up, like I did, expecting order, that flight was the complete opposite. It was nothing but chaos, basically. It seemed like truly a case of every man for himself. People getting on the airline, going through lines. Now I had sky priority, so I got into the plane early, but as people started to come in, we noticed that the numbers didn't line up right with the seats. So I was in row 15, but you couldn't really tell if it was 14 or 15 or 16 because the numbers were wrong. This prompted confusion over everything that was going on there. So what happened was I was in the middle, that seat, a line of 3 in the middle, and the row in front of me, the guy on the end was sitting there, and a woman came up and said, "You're sitting in my seat, you're sitting in my seat." And the guy was just this little guy. He didn't say anything. But she kept saying, "If you don't move, I'm going to sit on you." And sure enough, he didn't move, so she sat right down on him and said, "This is my seat, my seat." Finally, he moved. And people were slapping and throwing things over it. It was kind of funny. But it was just chaos all the way through. Yeah. Got stuck next to a lady, coughed all night. What can I say? No sleep. So I might just be taking a nap. I haven't been able to check in yet. But it's a beautiful day out here, and it's great gardens. So I'm really looking forward to spending some time here. Well, it's sunset time here at the Yambi Guest House in Kigali. Very interesting thing. I've kind of botched this piece of the trip, in a small way. First off, what's unique is I am the only guest here at the guest house. But hey, Turbo King beer. Hey, who knows? It's odd being here. Oh my goodness. This is me wiping up spilled beer with toilet paper. It was the only thing I could find to wipe things up here. I'm a mess. What can I say? I'm a mess. Anyway, what I was saying was, I'm the only person here at the guest house, she said, for the moment. And it's odd because I've asked about, because they have a restaurant here, and I've asked about meals, and they keep saying, no, chef will be here in 30 minutes. Chef will be here in 30 minutes. Maybe going hungry tonight. Not sure. Anyway, the part I goofed is that I didn't plan better. I have a day here tomorrow with nothing to do, and if I had thought about that, I would have. I thought of it, took it like a day of rest from all the traveling because I am severely jet lagged. I've been falling asleep all day long. I did take a short nap, but I didn't want to sleep too long. But if I had planned better, I would have planned something for tomorrow, something like a half-day tour or something like that, because there are those available. The problem is this guest house is pretty far removed from the city center. I mean, there are taxis and there's motorbikes, which after, I didn't tell you that on our drive in, our driver actually hit the back end of a motorcycle because traffic is out of control. It's just chaos, which kind of seems to be the theme here. I guess because you're so used to living in a more structured way that you come across this kind of chaos where things are not structured as you expect. It can be kind of jarring. Anyway, so I don't know if I'm going to do anything tomorrow. I've been looking at some tours online. The problem is if I can get to meet up and drop off points there. So I don't know. I may do something, I may not. It's getting kind of late, so I may just be stuck here. It's not even an area where I could leave the guest house and kind of walk around and explore, since we're kind of far removed, away and tucked up in some dirt road neighborhoods here. And so if I get the chance, I might see if I can walk around and shoot some vids and put those up here. Otherwise, I'll be napping today, tomorrow. But I do have a good adventure planned for the day after tomorrow. Definitely will have some video on that. So I know this one's been kind of boring, just airports and me sitting around on my butt trying to stay awake. But I do promise you something more interesting is coming.